Hello and welcome to Autolog Trials, where I try to complete a challenge set by myself or one of you. This time the game we'll be playing is Crash Bandicoot, and the challenge set by Gary Griffith is to clear 5 levels without losing a life. So without wasting any more time, let's head straight into the challenge. So for this challenge, I'm actually playing the remaster on the PS4, so I do hope that is okay, but it's the easier version of the game to play, in the sense that it controls a lot more smoothly. Although at the same time, it's also going to be quite challenging to not suddenly fall off ledges, because while the game is easier, it's much easier to slide off the ledges, because you can miss jumps more easily. I am also just going to try and get the gem crates where I can. So, well, mostly 2 levels, because that's all you're normally able to do at the beginning, so. So, Crash Bandicoot is basically a 3D platformer that goes more towards feeling like what Mario World and Mario Brothers and Sonic the Hedgehog would feel like in 3D, as opposed to what those series actually did when they transitioned into 3D. So the camera's always behind you, so you haven't really got a camera to control, which is kind of useful, but at the same time it's not as free as other games have. So the 5 levels I chose to do were the first 5 ones, because they're simpler, though I wouldn't necessarily say they were all easier. Because the levels in this game can be quite challenging still, even early on. Some more than others. And it probably would have been more useful if I'd hit that box without having the invincibility, then I would have had more invincibility. Oh well. So in Crash Bandicoot, you get gems for breaking every box in a stage. And some of them give you coloured gems, which you actually need to access some of the others, like how there are 3 crates up here that you can't access at the beginning of the game. Ow. Because you don't have the green gem yet. Oh. Good God. The other difference between this and the original game is the fact that you have to destroy all the crates in the bonus stage to get the gem, as well as destroying all the crates in the level, which is kind of challenging, but at the same time, it's actually easier than the first game, because in the first game's original form, you had to clear the stage without dying, as well as destroy all the crates. Whereas this one, you don't have to, so if it's your first time playing the game, it makes it a lot more easier. I guess they wanted to give more use to the bonus stages, considering these used to be the way you saved the game, which is certainly what made it harder, because it meant you couldn't just stop playing whenever you wanted to, like you can in other titles. Ooh. So there we go, that's 2 stages down, 3 more to go. So, I never really cleared the first Crash Bandicoot game 100%, mostly because of having to clear every stage without dying was very hard. It'd probably be nice to go back and try it again at some point, because I think I'd probably stand more chance of being able to do that now as opposed to when I was younger. Especially considering by the time I reached the end of the game, I actually had about 99 lives. Whereas, normally, I wouldn't have. So... I guess it makes sense.
What have we got?
Ooh, this is a token. So, as well as the 3D style stages... Oh! I nearly died there. As well as the 3D stages, the game also has these 2D sections where you can actually still move in 3D, but the stage plays out in a 2D style. So, how I was able to jump on that platform, for example, is because it was in 3D control as opposed to just complete 2D. Also, while I'm playing these bonus stages, if I die in these, it doesn't actually count as losing a life, so it is actually okay to die in these, thankfully. And unlike the original, you can actually return to them, which, again, makes sense because you have to destroy all the crates of them in order to be able to get the gem. So this is another stage where there's a coloured gem route, and this one actually extends the stage. Though you actually don't get to get it until the end of the game, so you won't really see it unless you actually want to get 100%. Oh! And climbing up here is going to be a bit trickier. Nope. No. Oh, fudge. Well, that's not good. That route behind the fence would actually be an easier route, and now I'm gonna have to take the harder route. Well, I guess I made it, so... I can't remember, is there a crate back? Oh! No, I'm wrong, this fence is the one you need to go along. Huh. And there's a crate along there. Oh dear. That would make destroying that other crate harder. Maybe I'll have to leave the gem for this stage. I'll have to leave the gem for this stage, I guess. Shame. Because I'm certainly not going to be able to clear that section without dying. I doubt it, though. Nah. Probably best not to. It's quite a challenging section to do, which I guess is why you have to clear it to get the gem unless you know another way around doing it. Which, there is another way around doing it, in which you can just bounce off an enemy instead of the crate, but, I already destroyed the enemy, so... yeah. I'll still destroy the rest of the crates just for the fun of it. And then I think it'll have the fail to destroy crate screen. Yep. Oh, it was only one. Now, the challenge for this stage is that the camera is still in the same position as it has been the last 3 levels, except now you're running towards it, which makes for a lot more challenge because you can't see what's coming up ahead until the last minute. Near enough. But it certainly makes for a great way to show off being chased by a boulder. Or whatever's chasing you, as some of the later games have chasing you other things that aren't boulders. Which, for your first time playing the game, can certainly feel a bit scary. Also, I always forget that you don't have to worry about destroying the crates in these stages, because the boulders destroy them for you and it still counts. Which is quite useful. And spin away the Wumpa Fruit. Didn't really want to, but didn't really get a choice. Ooh. And now we're on the 5th stage, upstream, which is probably the one I'm most worried about whether I can clear or not, because there's a lot of jumping between platforms while you're over water with this, so it's certainly quite challenging in that regard. Ooh. And some of the platforms sink as well, so you can't stay on them for too long. Once again, this is another level with gem platforms, and just a crate hidden behind there that you can't get otherwise, and I was afraid the camera wasn't going to go there. I guess really these bonus sections are what gave you lots of lives, because there were usually like 2 lives at the end of each of them, and there were plenty of them because they were the only way you could save the game, so I guess that'd be where most of them came from. And at the end of the level, and oh, I nearly killed myself with just a section that's a bonus. That would not have been good. I'm probably going to regret trying to do the bonus section as well. Oh boy. And made it! So that was the challenge of clearing 5 levels without losing a life in Crash Bandicoot, which I succeeded to do. It was kind of challenging, because especially when I was trying to do the special areas, which I didn't really need to do, but just felt like doing them. But, most of it wasn't too challenging for those levels, though I can imagine it being even more challenging if I did some of the other levels. I'd say I quite enjoyed it. It's nice playing Crash Bandicoot. It's always been a great game. I really enjoyed it growing up as well. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Autolog Trials. If you want to share your own challenges for me to try, feel free to leave them in the comments, and I hope you can tune in next time. And before I go, I think I'll just have a quick try and see if I can beat the boss without dying. Just for a laugh. Oh, that was kind of to be expected, I guess. Anyways, that's all. Bye.